Well, Brandon, I mean, fourth straight UFC championship fight at this point. I mean, do you still kind of like sit back and go like, wow, what kind of life am I leading? Or is it just like, nah, this is me. I fight title fights only now?
Maybe both, it's very special for me, like be always like a main event, co-main event. That's something important in my career and for my legacy too. Obviously, I'm trying to be focused just, in the fight, in the Kaikara France. I can definitely I forget the 3 rounds fight. Now every single training camp is like a little bit more harder, but I'm always in the gym, so I'm not like really doing something extra because like it's my normal life.
Man, the UFC wanted the fourth fight with Davison, and it would have been a big fight. I mean, crazy history. Why not wait? Why not sit around and wait on that, knowing that that's a guaranteed unified fight versus now you got to take the interim first?
I mean, it's a good question. Maybe, I mean, talking about my personal situation, I don't want it to wait. Imagine, last year I fought just in January one time last year. And this year, imagine fighting in January and then no fight. I just wanted to fight. Even I talked with Jason, with my manager. I talked with the UFC, like, hey, like, please give me the fight for the title. And if not, okay, but I want to fight. I want to be active. So UFC really wanted that fight between Davison and I. But I don't want to say he's lying or whatever, but Davison started to put a lot of excuses. The last one was the injury. If he's really injured, I wish him a speed recovery. But before that, he started to lie about me, about my training partners, the racist comments, that stuff. Before that, he started to ask for more money for the company. The company say no, and then everything started to come. So I don't know. Right now, I'm very focused in Kaikara France. He's very dangerous, and I said this before, and I want to say this right now. Like, I need to be focused on him because he's dangerous. That was a mistake. I feel his last opponent made. So I don't want to be that guy. So I need to put my respect on him. Obviously, I know I will beat him.
Nice. Fighting him the first time, like after that fight, was that one that you like, I know I'm going to see that guy down the road again?
100%, man. It was 2019. Both guys were like very young. After that fight, I went against, I don't remember, I think it was Formiga, and then Roybal, then the championship. Kaikara France lost against me, then win against Tyson Nam, then lost Roybal, and then right now the 3 wins in a row. So we show a lot of evolution in this sport and in this company. And yeah, asking about your question, like, was like 100%. I know I will meet this guy again.
Nice. And you talked about that 3-fight win streak that he's on. He has looked absolutely phenomenal in that. I mean, obviously, you're a world champion. You've proven. But what do you see in him? What do you see in the evolution, especially during these last 3 fights?
Out of the technical part, definitely his confidence, man. He looks like with more confidence, more brave in the moment when he step up the octagon, like with better decisions. So that makes a fighter like very dangerous. Nothing, man. I'm expecting maybe not the same fights than the last fight in 2019, but I'm expecting like fireworks, and I think that was for the styles. Kaikara France loves to go for the finish. He has an amazing right overhand. And talking about myself, I proved to the world my hands are like very elite right now, and my jiu-jitsu, man, my jiu-jitsu, my ground game is very special too.
For him, this is his first shot at a UFC world title, so even though it's an interim title, it means the world to him. For you, that's been the undisputed champion, is it still a special? Like, does that interim belt, does it hold any meaning to you? Is it still special, or is it kind of like, well, it's just a fight for me?
Man, it's special for me, After the last fight, when I lost, I tried to get like some motivation because, I mean, that moment was very frustrated. I was very sad with myself, very disappointed. And, you start to think about it like, oh my goodness, this sport is so hard. But then you start to try to get some motivation from different ways. Obviously the family, obviously your daughters, the mixed martial arts in your country. How I inspired people before, and I I want to feel that again. I want to feel that inspiration from the people when they watch me like, oh, Brandon, thanks for your work. You are like a huge inspiration for me. That's awesome. So going to this fight and thinking about the interim belt, like I put in my mind like, no, man, this is not an interim belt, for at least not for me. Like, this is the real belt. This is that dream come true again for me, because I'm doing the sacrifices, I'm doing everything well, I'm eating well, I'm not fat, and I'm doing my job, and that's it.
Nice. Last thing for me, you win on Saturday night. Do you pay attention to what, like, do you wait for Devison at that point? Like, if he's not ready for whatever reason, are you still having contract disputes? Do you just go try to take another fight, or do you wait for him?
Man, I don't care Davison, man. I don't care that guy. So my personal plan is to be healthy for this fight. If nothing like really bad happens, I'm any injured, my plan is to fight in December, before at the end of the year. So if Davison is not ready, I can fight against the winner of this Saturday, Pantoja against Alex Perez, easily.
Brandon, on the countdown, you alluded to your last fight was, I think you said, the hardest fight camp you had in your career. What exactly was so difficult about it? Was it the media obligations, or was it the actual training?
No, I feel like right now the media obligation is like something I can manage very well. But like more about just the hard work was like, was like go to the gym and break myself every single training. And that's fine. I mean, that's awesome. But for this training camp, I was very focused to be in a smart training camp, to do everything like right, specifically for me, not for nothing more. And I feel I did it right. Like, obviously, that doesn't mean I don't put a lot of hard work in this training camp. Just I try to be more smart, a little bit more smarter.
And you're obviously training with James Krause for this fight camp. A lot of fighters have referred to him as a cheat code because he's so good with how he's dealing with fighters. So off of that reaction, how has it been working with James?
I love that guy, man. He's right there. I love you, Ra. You know that. Because I find with him like this passion, this crazy passion. Like, he's a nerd of the sport. He's crazy. He's always watching fights, always trying to get new knowledge in the sport. And that's awesome, man. Always is like a kind of cliche word, but you want to be around the people who inspire you to be better every day, right? And man, he did it. He did it with me. When I started with him, everything was new. I was a little bit scared because always, like, when you go to something new, when you don't have real knowledge or something, you're scared. But I put all my positive energy. I believe in the process, and man, right now, like, I feel amazing, man. I feel amazing. Obviously, this sport is crazy. This sport is like, you do all the work, you put all the hard work, and at the end of the day, you can feel amazing and fucking lost horrible. But at least I'm working. I'm working very hard. And I put all my effort to control all the things I can put control. And then you can leave everything in the force you believe, God, life, destiny, whatever.
And finally, who do you think wins in the other flyweight fight on this card between Perez and Pantoja?
Man, it's an interesting matchup. Obviously, Pantoja, he proved he can strike with the best, but in the last fight, for example, against Brandon Moreno, he decided to go to the ground. So the guy is a complete fighter. Obviously, Alex Perez, he had some problems with weight management before. So first of all, we need to see Alex Perez making weight, and then his wrestling is a problem. His wrestling is a real problem, and Pantoja shows before he had some problem with the guys who put a good control on the ground. So will be interesting watch that fight, definitely.
Hey, Brandon, over here.
What's up, man? How you feel?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice. Amazing.
Good. So the first fight, obviously it was a while back, and it was a 3-round fight. It was also like the third fight on that card, so the arena was kind of empty. It's going to be a completely different atmosphere this time around. I know you're used to that, but do you think that's going to affect Kai in any way?
A lot of people talk about, hey, maybe you have more experience, you have more 5 rounds fights, so that can help you, that can affect Kai Kara-France. Maybe. If that happens, perfect. If the people start to be crazy and Kai start to be like, And for me, awesome. But man, the guy has experience too. The guy has a lot of experience. He fought in different arenas before. I think was the fight against Cody Garbrandt. The arena was like full too. Like, if something extra affects Cody Garbrandt's perfect for me. But not, I'm ready. I'm ready for 25 minutes warming.
When he was in here earlier, I asked him about, the things you were doing in the third round when you were kind of flexing and then kind of yelling at him a little bit. He said, if you plan on doing that this time around, it's not going to affect him as much. He said it did kind of get to him a little bit. But when you do those kind of things in a fight, is it more so because you're that confident or you are trying to get in your opponent's head?
No, and I love that part of the fight for me because I don't force it. I promise I don't force it. I just feel it. I feel some fire inside. Like, man, I want to explode right now. Like, let's go. Because maybe I had a lot of good feelings in that moment. Like, I had the draw against Askar Askarov in September 2019. Then I had this fire because I came back from the release from the UFC, and they're like, man, I want to prove the world I'm the best. I want to prove the world I deserve to be here. So yeah, man, I remember that moment. That was very organic. Like, I did that because I really feel it, not because I want to impress guy or whatever. It's like.
Hi, Brandon, over here. Talking to Yahoo Sports, you said. Oh, sorry. You don't know if you're a star or not. So what do you mean by that?
What I mean?
Yeah, like because you have a lot of fans, and you say that you might not be a star. You don't know if you're a star. What do you mean?
I mean, it's just about like I try to don't think about it. Maybe when you start to think about like the money, the fame, that can affect you. So I'm just trying to be like focused in my work, focused in my family. At the end of the day, I'm a family guy. I don't like to go and to some party every weekend. I don't like to drink. I don't like nothing. I don't like the distractions. And I think everything starts with a really good education starting from my parents, then continuing with the people around me when I was growing up. So nothing, man. Like, yeah, if I'm a star, it's perfect, man. I love it. And I love it because we live in this world, like everybody knows this. We live right now in a moment when everybody is like trying to impress the people, like with the trash talk, with the drama in social media. And for me, we're like, oh, please, like, I love money too, but I don't want to do that. So, thanks God. Just showing myself to the people, and they love me for that. So I don't need to do nothing more. Like, yes.
Are you gonna go to Legoland in Dallas after this fight?
You know what? I have my flight in the morning next Sunday, so I don't think so. But I have Legoland in San Diego. It's like very close from Tijuana. Right now I'm living in Vegas, so it's like 5 hours driving, but maybe in the future, I don't go yet to Legoland because everybody says like a for really really kids, so I prefer to go to Lego store and buy a lot of different sets. That's why. But maybe I can take my family in the future. That's it. Easy money, guys. We are professional. That's why we finish like fast. See you guys.